Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we will be reviewing the LEGO Ideas Viking Village Set 21343. The Viking Village has 2,103 pieces and retails for $129.99 USD. A little bit of a fun fact, this set originally fell short of its goal to become a LEGO Ideas set, losing out in the final selection. However, LEGO and Target partnered up to make this exclusive set to reinvigorate the LEGO Viking line. Let's take a closer look at the box art here. Starting with the front, we see the full set contrasted with the black background frequently used on the Ideas and other 18+ sets. We see the blacksmith with her tools and anvil forging new equipment for her and her other fellow Vikings. The tree in front of her building looks really neat and uses some interesting techniques to create what looks like a spruce tree. We see the chief of the village walking out of the town hall with his helmet and horns on top of his head. The town hall has some great usage of gold elements. In the top left corner of the box, we see the logo for the Viking village with the decorative traditional Viking art. This section also indicates that this is the 51st LEGO Ideas set. Moving on to the archery tower, we see that the archer is on the lookout for enemies on the horizon. He looks ready to take on any invader with his bow from multiple angles and vantage points, using the rope bridge to get from one tower to the other. Lastly, we see the female warrior with that wonderful braided hairpiece. She is also wielding a sword and shield similar to the chief of the village, but she definitely doesn't look like someone you'd want to mess with. On the back of the box, we see the scenes are slightly different and some of the characters have been moved around. The use of gold elements looks like it is very prominent in this set, and I am excited to see what is in store for this build. On the bottom right, we see how the different parts of the village can disassemble to gain access to some of the different play features hidden within this set. The bottom of the box shows 3 different scenes. These scenes include a gathering in the Great Hall amongst the Vikings where they are cooking a turkey leg over a fire. We see the blacksmith presenting the chief with a brand new shiny sword, and lastly the blacksmith gathering materials to build that new sword in the hidden cave underneath the archery tower. So, without further ado, let's get into the first build stage of the LEGO Ideas Viking Village. This is the end of build stage 1. I love the way that this tree is done. It is so cool. I love the green elements and then the little spiky white to indicate the snow. I love this print piece here. I think that's an ode to some of the original Viking sets. I love that the blacksmith here has a paintbrush and a printed like Thor hammer. I don't know if it's even the Thor hammer specifically, but the roof of the little blacksmith building can come off, and then we can get a good look at the details in there. She's got a little shield in here that she built. She's got a wrench and some other tools in there. We have a pickaxe, some swords, a little hammer for the anvil. I love the way that this little anvil was done. It's just a little modified 1x1 stud that's on top of the modified 2x2, or yeah, it's a modified 2x2 round brick. This little water pail is interesting. It's just a little pail with a bucket with like a stud placed inside. I think it's just in there. It's just floating. It's not like connected to anything. And then to stoke the fire of the blacksmith's fire, you can actually play with this little knob here, and that actually brings the fire up and down. It's pretty simple actually. Like, this is not a super solid structure by any means, but I think it comes out pretty sturdy. On the back here, we have another tree that I really like. I love these little elements here. These leaves, they all are like one piece, but then you put them together to make this tree. It just looks really, really cool. And I love the snow. I love the like indication of these little bricks and tiles here, the studs and tiles, I guess, and the modified tiles to indicate that it's like a path, but yet it's still kind of rocky and uneven terrain. It gives it a little bit more detail. And then the white with the snow just gives it an extra pop of color, so it's not just brown and gray. And then I guess I wanted to show off how this will connect to the next stage. I assume we have these little like wrench pieces that are connected to that little like pin there, and then that'll connect to the next side. I don't understand why there's this like red Technic piece there. I don't think that's used for anything, but this oops, I just broke it. I'll fix that. Now the way that this is done is really cool because it's like modified snot bricks with a pipe between them, or the little, I don't even know, the rod, but they're just like in the design, just spread them out so that they fit on the studs sideways like this. It's just very interesting, especially with those like wedge plates. It's not even like dedicated, like you can see it's off the edge, it's corner into a brick. Like it's very, very cool with the way that that's done, especially with Lego being kind of square and blocky, I guess. I love this little like horn kind of style for this rear of the blacksmith. I love the little like gold modified like window piece there with like the gold like floral little stud right there in the center. And then on this side, yeah, we just have the fireplace, or where she would heat up the metal, I would imagine, or the tools. And then yeah, she's got some pretty cool print on her. If we take a look at her, the hairpiece on this is pretty cool. I like the other minifigure better, but she has print on her torso and then also on her legs, and it's a good shot of that. Like I said, I really like the paintbrush, and then I really like the hammer. Yeah, it's print on both sides. She doesn't have a back face, so it's only the front face, but nonetheless, she's a cool minifigure. Putting the lid back on with one hand is a bit difficult, but yeah, you can see the little like smokestack from the fireplace is pretty cool. And then, like I said, more snow on this. And this is a 1-to-1 mirror, so you actually build the roof the exact same way, and then it's just connected with the little wedge plate and this little like palisade brick with, I don't know, some modified plates and bricks, and then just, yeah, sits right there. I guess the only difference would be that this one has opening on that side and this side doesn't, but in general it's pretty much copy and paste on both sides. But that was the first section of this build, and the next one will be the town hall, and then the last one will be the towers with the rope bridge. So let's take a look at that. So here's the second stage of building. I guess it's not really the stage, but the second major portion, the middle section, the Great Hall. We have the little chieftain here with the helmet and the horns. It's a pretty cool little guy. I really like the little shoulder pads here. They're a little spiky. It's very Viking-esque. He's got some nice print piece on the legs there, and then I really like that torso. I like that he has like a silver metallic-y looking belt, and then his arms match the print pretty well. Like that color is pretty close. Like there's not too much discrepancy between the print and the actual mold. And then yeah, you can see on the legs he's got little like boot looking things, and then he's just got like a rugged feel to him. I think this is the same head as the Santa Claus that's on the BAM wall. I think I have a couple of these that are used as Santas, so it's a little bit weird. I think it would be a little bit better for it to have an exclusive piece for this, especially because he's like the chief of the Viking village, but I still think it works pretty good. It is a little bit funky with the helmet. His eyes are super close to the center of that helmet. Like, it looks really cool. The helmet piece looks cool. I just think that the print on the minifig that they reused just is a little bit funky. Like, I know there's probably some standard that they use for the eyes between the, or I guess the distance between the eyes, but I just think his helmet's going to be in the way. He's not going to be able to see very well. I guess it doesn't really matter. You can take the helmet off. He's the chief. He's not going to battle too often, probably. As for the actual build, the steps leading up, pretty cool. They have some modified 1x4 tiles here with the studs on top on the edges. It's a little bit interesting. I don't know if we needed them to be all studs. Like, some of these would have been cool to have just individual plates. I think it's a little bit funky. Like, you're not going to pose all of your minifigs on every single step, but yeah, besides the point, it's still pretty cool. I love the way that these doors are done on these hinge elements, and then using the modified 1x1 like tile here. Both doors open really nice, and then you can see into the Great Hall. I really like the gold elements used throughout this whole set. If I'm not mistaken, this was used on the Thanos gauntlet. It's like one of the little finger pieces. I just think it's a little interesting the way that it's integrated. Like, I'm not even really sure what it is. It's just there, and it's on both sides. And it's got the Technic pins to keep it in place. And then I really like the use of this hot dog that's on top. It's just kind of got the gold snap-in thing with the hot dog, but then far away it doesn't really look like the hot dog. But like I said, I really love the gold all over this build. And then the gold print pieces, obviously, with the similar design as the print piece in stage 1. And then it's just very like Pillage Viking-esque, like, you know, wood and logs and stone and brick, along with like the gold that they've pillaged or stolen, or I don't know, maybe they're good Vikings, maybe they've made deals and traded and whatnot. But this roof here just kind of comes off like the first piece. This is the one that's definitely just a mirror of each other. The little steeple of the Great Hall, I guess this just folds in half. There's nothing really keeping it in place. I think it's just connected via hinge elements up in the center. That rod, there's a rod that goes through the entire center section, and then there's like Technic pins. You can kind of see the blue one that connects it to this top piece, and then it just hinges right there. And I think that's what's connecting both these sides. It just kind of sits on top of the Great Hall. Both sides are the exact same. The snow, like I said, is a little bit frustrating that they're not different. They're just mirrors of each other. Like, so if you look here, there's snow there, and then that same exact technique is on the other side in the opposite corner. Same with that snow up here and then down here. It's the exact same build. I wish there would have been a little bit of discrepancy between the two, but you can do that yourself, I guess. You can just add some extra snow and make it look all cool and different. But that is the roof. Again, this side has the connections. It just pops right into place on the side there. The dock is pretty cool. We have these little posts in the water with the caps, or the 1x1 modified round tile. I guess they're not modified, they're just round tile. Building this Great Hall was actually kind of repetitive, and it was not my favorite, if I'm being honest. There's a lot of little tiny pieces that in the end look really cool, but all these like 1x1 studs are just and tiles, they get really hard to place. And then my other issue with this, and like this is pretty solid when you're done with it, but it's just weird that these are built using like 1x2s and 1x4s. It doesn't really come together structurally until the very end when you put the tiles and the plate on top. It comes together nice. It's just this part wasn't my favorite part of the build. I liked the first stage a little bit better. I think this just, it looks cool. It does what it needs to do as the Great Hall, but it's not anything different. It's really just a square with some triangles. I think the roof makes it look cool, and then the details inside obviously look pretty cool. I do like the way that fire and the like pan was done, with like the way that you can cook food. The fire is like built using the parts underneath. In here, it like connects to those purple bricks there up underneath, and then that's how it's connected. You can see the bottom of the fire right where that purple brick is, or tile, and then it just goes through the floor. So that whole thing is like through the floor. You make an opening with those modified 1x2s there, and then it just pops in, and then you add the detail from there. You can see somebody's got a chicken leg and a little chalice, I guess multiple chalices, and then the little like chieftain's throne. On this wall we have a shield and a spear and an axe, so he's ready for battle whenever enemies arrive. And then on this side, I really like the banners. It's nice. It adds some extra color. The red is a little bit funky. Like nothing else in this set is red whatsoever. I would have liked to maybe have made it a little more subtle. Maybe like the dark red if possible. Like the bright red is cool. It stands out. It's just kind of clashes with the rest of the color. The details, like I said, are really cool about this. It's just this was not my favorite part of the build. And that is stage 2. So without further ado, let's get on to the last stage and then view it all together. And here is the third and final build stage of the LEGO Ideas Viking Village, starting with the minifigures here. I absolutely love this hairpiece here. I think it's so detailed and intricate. The braid is awesome. The color makes it nice as well. It would have been cool if we could get this in like a brown or black as well, but in general, I think this is probably the best minifig in this set just because of the hairpiece. I like that she comes with a shield on the front here. Her legs have like chainmail on them. Look at that. Look, they got the chainmail. They got the shiny little metallic section. Dude, she's a warrior. She's got all the little chest plate. She's got the belt buckle with all the supplies and tools that she needs. She also has boots, I think, little boot prints on her legs as well. She comes with an axe. However, unlike the rest of the minifigures, she does have a rear head print piece where she's getting into her little battle face there, ready to take on the enemy. She's got some nice print on her back there. Similarly, it's the little chest plate, but more little pouches for her supplies. And then she's got the nice little black arms with the yellow hands. She's probably the best minifigure in this set. Moving on to the other guy, he's got this little fun face. Like, similarly, his eyes also are covered by his helmet, similar to the chieftain, but he's like hysterically happy and ready to take on whoever he must. He's got his bow and arrow, and then the bag for the arrows, it has a name, and I can't think of what it's called off the top of my head, but he also has some really cool rear torso print on him, and his leg print is also pretty cool. It's got that shiny metallic like Viking symbol in the center, and then he kind of has the green, so like if he needs to like blend into the trees or something, he can. So he's got some pretty cool print on him. He's probably my second favorite minifigure in this set. Moving on to the actual build here, I think my favorite part of this build in general, the entire thing, has to be the way this rope bridge looks. It's not a fun thing to put together by any means, but I just think it looks really, really cool when it's done. I think it's so cool that you connect this little like tower here with the other tower, and then that's how he has his little like lookout perch for looking for invaders. The little flag here is multicolored. You have the red flag, and then this is like a little hinge with, I don't even know what this is called. This isn't a flag. It's like one of those that you normally put like the wrenches or other like candlesticks or whatever into. And then, oops, I just broke it. It's got the nice little blue and red shield. I think this is my favorite in this set. However, I've heard that the yellow and green shield is new to Lego Vikings, like it hasn't been used before, but I still like the colors of that shield. The door on this is really cool. It's got the little like Harry Potter wands as the like reinforcements for the door, and then it's got the handle that they can use to open it. I like how this set, the doors are like brick built. They're not the standard Lego doors. And on the inside there, we just have a pumpkin and some other food storage. Just like this is like their pantry, I guess, general storage. And then there's a ladder in there, so that way you can get up to the top and then across the bridge. And I'm breaking things again. The rock work is pretty cool here. It looks like it was kind of a pain and repetitive, but actually was really cool. The way that this was done was probably the most intricate. I know like the roof and everything looks really cool and intricate, but the rock work, in order to make this work the way it does, and I'll show you why in a second, like it's hollow on the other side. They really had to work hard to get this to look good. There's a couple of rock panels in here too, so that's another thing, like the use of rock panels. There was 2 of them, so the whole thing's not panels, but the whole thing's not entirely brick built. You can see the fish there. One of those fish is metallic, so I'm not really sure who's eating that fish or what type of fish that actually is, but I think I would choose the green one over the metallic one, and I'm not even sure I would eat a green fish. Again, they continued the use of the studs and tiles to indicate that it's a path, and then the boardwalk of the like wood style here. I guess looking at this little like keg, the tapped keg is pretty cool. It's got some nice print piece on it, similar with the rest of the print pieces. And the way that that's built is it's just on a little hinge there, and it's got a little tile with that little hinge, and it just kind of sits there. You're folding it up, and then it sits on the boardwalk, so they can grab a drink or mini drinks if they really want to. There's the bottom of the tower. Again, it's also rock work, and again, I like the use of the snow, especially the plants. Plants are an interesting way to indicate snow. It's like a leaf that's just been covered. I think my favorite are these like tooth overhanging studs. Those probably do the best at indicating like icicles and snow, but I think it all works really well together. Taking a look at this cave here, this is why this is so cool, because you have to build this rock work with this hollow cave on the inside. So there's not like gold or anything in there. It's not like it's a treasure trove, but it definitely could be. Like you can add that yourself if you want to. Just have this use of wedge pieces here and cheese slopes and all those nice looking intricate pieces to build that little rock work there. I'm going to fix a couple of the things that I broke. You can see I snapped this off here in the process of showing this off, but I will put this back together and we will take a look at the final build. So here is the final build of the LEGO Ideas Viking Village. I love all of the detail here. I really particularly love the tree in the first stage, but altogether it looks really, really nice. The guy in the tower is kind of fun, overlooking the rest of it. I just think it all works very nice together. I love the way that the dock comes together. This little wedge here, it adds a little bit of extra detail that you can't really tell until you finish the build. And then just the way that that is so intricate, the Great Hall and the tower looks really nice. But that is the final build all connected together. Just looks really, really nice. In case you were wondering what it looks like with the LEGO Creator 3-in-1 Viking ship, here's what it looks like. The Viking ship is quite large, and I don't really have the space to show it off kind of individually, but all of the characters look very similar pieces used on the axes and the print pieces, and even some of the helmets and hair pieces here. But yeah, I just wanted to show it off because those are the current Viking sets that you could get. I don't know if this one is retired yet, but I know a lot of people are going to be pairing it with one another. It's just that might give some people some scale. Yeah, I think these are going to go right next to each other. I think eventually it'd be really cool to build some sort of like custom dock that'll hold this boat. Like obviously boats have to be pretty big in order to accommodate like a whole army of Vikings, but it'd be cool to kind of integrate another section here, like if we brought this out a little bit and then had something that came off the edge towards the back here to like indicate like a dock for the Viking boat, and like a way of boarding. That'd be pretty cool. Maybe we'll do that eventually when I have more space and more bricks. So that is the LEGO Ideas Viking Village review. If you liked the video, please leave a like, and if you have a comment about it, please leave a comment below. I'll try to get back to everyone who leaves a comment or question in the comment section. If you would like to see more of our content, consider subscribing. We have some great videos coming up and you won't want to miss those. So thanks again for watching. This was my review of the LEGO Ideas Viking Village set. Thank you for watching.